Hello lovely people, and welcome back to this week's new video, this year's first ever video. I cut my hair on the 30th. Hello. So I hope you are having a wonderful new year so far and you had a great holiday season and just a really great time relaxing and recharging before the new year. Today my video, as you can tell, is going to be about all the books that I read in 2022. I see people posting these videos before the end of the year, but I just want to make sure that I get everything in, so I will also be discussing my Goodreads review, and I have not yet looked at that at all. So my glasses are also off, so I think maybe for looking at it I will put them back on. Also, as you can see, I am in the sunlight. If that goes in and out, I'm really sorry. Here we go. Let me make sure that I'm recording this on my phone. How do I even look this up? So 2022, my year in books. I read a total of 151 books out of my goal being 150. Previous years, I think I also had a goal of 150 and I read 163. I usually have surpassed the amount of books for my goal by a lot more. I feel like I fell into a little bit more of a slump and I wasn't also dedicating as much time to reading as I have been in the past, which is why I was kind of just right on top of the goal this year. In terms of page count, I read a total of 46,731 pages. My shortest book of the year was 24 pages. It is the second epilogue for An Offer from a Gentleman, which is part of the Bridgerton series by Julia Quinn, with the longest book being Min Jin Lee's Free Food for Millionaires with 736 pages. My average book length in 2022 was 309 pages. Oh my gosh, of course my most shelved book this year was a Colleen Hoover. It Ends With Us with, is that 3,476,997 people? Amazing, but also not surprised. I did not like this book. I gave it 2 stars. Fuck this book. My least shelved book was The Night Bus by Zuo Ma, with 497 people shelving it. It is a chunky graphic novel, but again, it's just a graphic novel, so it was relatively easy to get through. My average rating for 2022, 3.2. That's kind of low. Let me check other years because I feel like it's always within the 3 range. However, last year was 3.5 and the year before that in 2020, 3.2. Okay, not the worst. I do like to stay within that 3-star range though, so that's really good to me. It felt like I had really little 5-star reads. I'm still debating whether or not I want to do a full favorite books of the year. I think it'll go up pretty delayed. My highest rated book on Goodreads with the average of 4.67, which is great, for Jade Legacy by Fonda. This is the 3rd book in the Greenbone Warrior saga. I loved this. I gave it 5 stars. I'm kind of starting not to like this lighting. This feels a lot more natural and better. Next up, my first review of the year was On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong, and I gave this book 2 stars. It was my first book of the year, and I read it as part of a video series for my Smash or Pass reading YouTubers' favorite books, booktubers' favorite books, and this was for Elias. If you want to check that out, I'll leave that up in the cards somewhere. Gosh, I haven't done that in a while. And then I go through the whole list of the books, which I will show you here. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. The Death of Jane Lawrence by Caitlin Starling. Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. Homebody by Rupi Kaur. Girl Gone Viral by Alicia Rai. The Death of Vivek Oji by Akweke Emezi, DNF. The Second Season by Emily Adrian. In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. Displacement by Kiku Hughes. 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. Fiona and Jane by Jean Chen-ho. Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. The War Outside by Monica Hesse. Blockshot by Kennedy Ryan. Heartstopper Volume 2 by Alice Oseman. Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. The Golden Couple by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. To Paradise by Hanya Yanagihara. DNF. Baby by Philippa Rice. Heartstopper Volume 3 by Alice Oseman. The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, DNF. The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. Where They Found Her by Kimberly McCrae. Blackout by Danielle Clayton, Tiffany D. Jackson, Nick Stone, Angie Thomas, Ashley Woodfolk, and Nicola Yoon. The Good Asian, Volume 1. The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. Thirsty Mermaids by Kat Lay. The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. The Waiting by Kum Suk Gendry Kim. Heartstopper Volume 4 by Alice Oseman. An Unwanted Guest by Shari LaPena. Break Your Glass Slippers by Amanda Lovelace. Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter. You've Reached Sam by Dustin Tao. These Silent Woods by Kimmy Cunningham Grant. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. The Old Guard, Tales Through Time, Book 1. Himawari House by Harmony Becker. Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. A History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw. Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. An Offer from a Gentleman by Julia Quinn.
And the second epilogue, it's like a novella.
XOXO by Axie O. Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Iamide. 9 Lives by Peter Swanson. Fence by C.S. Pacat, Joanna the Mad, and Joanna La Fuente. All Her Little Secrets by Wanda M. Morris. The Stationery Shop by Marjan Kamali. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. No Exit by Taylor Adams. Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nyan.
Thank You Mama by Linda Meeker.
The Aosawa Murders by Diku Onda.
It sucked.
Cartographers by Pang Shepard. These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Jade War by Fonda Lee. Ghosted in LA Volume 1 by Sina Grace, Siobhan Keenan, and Kathy Lee. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. The Complete Mouse by Art Spiegelman. Tell Me How You Really Feel by Amina May Safi. A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness.
Night Bus by Zwo Ma.
Aquacorn Cove by Katie O'Neill. Ghosted in LA Volume 2 by Sina Grace, Siobhan Keenan, and Kathy Lee. The Charm Offensive by Allison Cochran. Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nyan. Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. How to Fail at Flirting by Denise Williams. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Girls of Fate and Fury by Natasha Nyan. Blankets by Craig Thompson. The Best We Could Do by T. Bui. The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. Ace, What Asexuality Reveals About Desire, Society, and the Meaning of Sex by Angela Chen. Paper Girls Volume 1 by Brian K. Vaughan. The Romantic Agenda by Claire Can. Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Kaw. Elevation by Stephen King. Heartberries by Therese Marie Malot. Paper Girls Volume 2 by Brian K. Vaughan. An Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. The Couple Next Door by Shari LaPena. Ghosted in LA by Sina Grace, Siobhan Keenan, and Kathy Lee. Under the Banner of Heaven, A Story of Violent Faith by John Krakauer. An Emotion of Great Delight by Tahara Mafi. Paper Girls Volume 3 by Brian K. Vaughan. Big Mushy Happy Lump by Sarah Anderson. You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. Bingo Love by T. Franklin. Skim by Mariko Tamaki and Jillian Tamaki.
Monstrous Volume 1 Awakening by Marjorie M. Liu and Sana Takeda.
The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. Starfish by Akemi Dawn Bowden. Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee. Herding Cats by Sarah Anderson. Lola, but a Ghost Story by Jay Torres and Albert Orr. Oddball by Sarah Anderson. Paper Girls Volume 4 by Brian K. Vaughan, illustrated by Cliff Chang. Paper Girls Volume 5 by Brian K. Vaughan, illustrated by Cliff Chang. When the Reckoning Comes by LaTanya McQueen. Finley Donovan is Killing It by Elle Cosimano. What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Paper Girls Volume 6 by Brian K. Vaughan, illustrated by Cliff Chang. Wash Day Diaries by Jamila Rouser and Robin Smith. Rebel by Beverly Jenkins. Pilu of the Woods by Mai K. Wynn. A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware. The Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones. You Make a Fool Out of Death with Your Beauty by Akweke Emezi. Watching You by Lisa Jewell. Forbidden Promises by Katie Rabert. House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. The It Girl by Ruth Ware. Sheets by Brenna Thumler. Finley Donovan Knocks Him Dead by Elle Cosimano.
Easy Darker by Alice Feeney.
With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo.
Do You Take This Man by Denise Williams.
The Attic Child by Lola J. Delicates by Brenna Thumler. November 9 by Colleen Hoover. Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson.
Crazy Stupid Bromance by Lissa K. Adams.
Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey, DNF. Verity by Colleen Hoover. You're Invited by Amanda Jayatissa. The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. Saga Volume 10 by Brian K. Vaughan, illustrated by Fiona Staples. Free Food for Millionaires by Min Jin Lee. The Good Nurse by Charles Graeber. Out by Natsuo Kirino, DNF. Undercover Attraction by Katie Roberts. Fence Volume 2 by C.S. Pacat, Joanna the Mad, and Joanna Lafuente. Bodies Are Cool by Tyler Fader. Breathless by Amy McCullough. Uzumaki by Junji Ito. Fence Volume 3 by C.S. Pacat, Joanna the Mad, and Joanna Lafuente. Tomboy by Liz Prince. Snapdragon by Kat Lay. The Family Game by Catherine Stedman. Fool Me Once by Ashley Winstead. Fence Volume 4 Rivals by C.S. Pacat, Joanna the Mad, and Joanna Lafuente. Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. Fence Volume 5 Rise by C.S. Pacat, Joanna the Mad, and Joanna Lafuente. Grass by Kumsuk Kendry Kim. Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, DNF.
Babel by R.F. Kwong.
Kiss Her Once for Me by Allison Cochran.
We Met in December by Rosie Curtis.
Duke Actually by Jenny Holiday. Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. I hope you all had a great reading year. For this year, my goal is going to still be to read 150 books, and I want to see how much I can surpass that by. I only just barely made it, so I don't want to make it any higher, or I could go less, I guess, and do like 125 and kind of go easier on myself. I might change that goal right now because I fell behind. At one point, I was like consistently 5 to 6 books behind, and I was trying to pick up a lot more romances, books that were easier to read and finish within a short period of time, and reading more graphic novels. That way found that I liked to consume memoirs, nonfiction, in a graphic way as well, and found some graphic memoirs that I really enjoyed as well. But my first book of the year is going to be A Holly Jolly Diwali by Sonia Lawley. I was going to pick this up over the Christmas season, reading cute little holiday romances, and ended up picking more books that were like around Christmas actually. So I was saving this for my first book of the year. It's a romance. I am going to Japan. I will already be there by the time you're watching this video, so I want to read a bunch of books before I take just the 1 or 2 books to Japan with me so that I don't fall behind on my goal. Should I do 125 books? I think I'm gonna do 125 books. Or 140. You know what? I don't even care. I'm gonna do 150. I saw on Instagram someone that I follow was doing a reread challenge of challenging themselves to read, and their followers to read 5 books this year. And I like that idea because I buy books with the full intent of like loving them and wanting to keep them on my shelf because I want to revisit them and rave about them and just fall in love with them all over again, and I never do. I don't think that I had a single reread in 2022 except for maybe that's coming to mind Mouse, which is a graphic memoir by Art Spiegelman, because I read that in high school, and otherwise I don't think I reread anything, and I think I want to do that. 5 books are really easy. I also had a goal of reading at least 5 nonfiction books, and I don't have my bullet journal with me of all the records, but actually I could just check my fucking Goodreads. I'm pretty sure I did that. It was either like right at 5 books, but I did read a few graphic memoirs and whatnot, so I believe I surpassed 5 books as well. So I think I'm going to keep that at 5 and try to read more nonfiction as well, whether that's in the form of graphic memoirs like I mentioned, or true crime, because I love true crime. Let me know what your goal for 2023 is going to be, how many books you would like to read, and how many books that you read in 2022. I hope you all have a good reading year, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year. Bye.